Hello, welcome back to Creative Frenzy. Okay, so in the last video we did the cover for our seasonal traveler's notebook for our junk journal. So I'm doing it a little bit different this time around because I wanted to be able to create more regularly, and it's, more fun to do it this way. Personally, that's what I think. Okay, so today I'm working on the edges of my pages in my junk journal, traveler's notebook, however you want to call it. I like the idea of putting some pom-pom trim on there. I have quite a few different colors. I'm going to stick with white because it is going to be my winter section. So that's what I'm going to do for this one. And then we shall work on some others. Now you could switch things up and use lace instead, whatever you felt like doing. But in this case, I am using this pom-pom trim. I really enjoy, I get mine off of AliExpress, so, I don't spend a lot of money, but you get a lot of bang for your buck, which is kind of nice because then you get to use it in many different ways. That is half the fun. Now, if you find glue doesn't work for you right away, you can by all means staple it. That works too. In this case, I've put it on top of the cover. You could do it in behind if you didn't want to see this trim part. But in this particular application, I kind of like seeing it. It does take a second or two to really adhere, so you want to make sure you just take a little bit of time to keep it down. I don't particularly want to use hot glue for this. You could, of course, if that's what you wanted to do. But there we go. And then I will do the same on the back in the white. I really did enjoy using pom-pom trim on my other junk journal, so I am repeating that because it just adds this lovely little bit of texture. I don't know. And it's a lot of fun. It reminds me of, kindergarten when you're playing with pom-poms and doing different things and all the trim. I just thought it'd be really cute. And really, do we need to make excuses anymore these days? If it's fun, do it, If you like it, then by all means. That is the important thing. It brings joy to my heart to see pom-pom trim. I don't know why, it just does. There we go. Just make sure to press it down. There we go. So like I said before, in this series I wanted to create more seasonally. So I wanted to do each junk journal partition because there's 4 signatures, each one per season. So 4 signatures, 3 months per season, and we're good to go. Which is kind of cool, right? So it just lends itself to this kind of creating, which is perfect. All right. So again, in this one I am doing edges. So I'm trying to, use different things that I have on hand. And seeing what I have here. Hold on. So I do have lace. Quite a bit of lace. You could do paper ruffles. I also have that. But I might use that for a different signature of this junk journal. So let's see. I do have a bunch of scraps too. So if you didn't want to do the whole thing, you could just do part of it, if that's what you wanted. And sometimes lace, it can be a little bit on the expensive side. So if you didn't want to use it on each page, you most certainly don't have to. And it doesn't always have to go right over the edge. It could just line the edge a little bit like this. So I really would like to use some of these frostier colors. Well, being winter and all, I think that would look really cute. Again, you don't have to use the whole thing. You could just use part of it. That's okay too. Because it depends, if you're going to make a pocket, you don't want to hide all the lace. Or if you only have a little bit of something, but you really do want to use it, then that's something you can do. Now, let's see. I have this really pretty blue. Yeah. So that looks very wintry to me. Now you could glue this first and then trim it. I don't mind if I trim it a little bit too short or too long, because then I can always switch it up and cut it or do whatever. Now you don't have to go right to the edge, which is okay, because then not all of it will stick out. So when you go to put your journal back together into the cover, then it's not going to be too bulky on the edges. Don't forget, you're going to be adding quite a bit of stuff to this, right? So in this case, I left it as mainly a writing journal. So it's more of like a diary kind of thing, but I like being able to have a blank slate so that I can create, you know, whatever I want to them. So you can always collage your, you know, if you have like really vintage papers and things like that, you can collage that on top and make it part of the overall design when you go to create the page as you go, which is kind of nice. Now, it does stick a little bit over the edge. I could put another one on the other side, and that would finish this page nicely. Actually, I might just do that. You could use another color. Sure. I'm not gonna, but you could. And you can make it stick out of the top if you wanted to, because then you get these lovely little pieces hanging over the edge, and then it just adds more drama to your pages when you go to put it into your cover. If you wanted to do only a Christmas one, by all means find yourself a Christmas placemat and do the design like I showed in a previous video, how to make a journal cover for out of a placemat rather. Okay, so you could absolutely do that if that's how you wanted to create, because there's so many different placemat styles and colors out there. You are not really short on choices, that's for sure. Okay, so now, what if you don't have lace? Well, you know what? There's other things you can use. So I really do, I don't have my star one here, but you know, it's like we all have, well, I don't know, all of us. Some of them might have border punches, you know. Just do something like that. It just adds a little bit of drama to the edges, so which is nice. So I'm going to do a couple of these. I really like this leopard punch. It's really cute. And then you can just do something else with the edges if you want it. It just adds some instant drama. There we go. Just do a couple of those. Now if you don't have any border punches, maybe you have just from regular punches. I also have these ones by Fiskars. There's a butterfly one. What is this one? This is an oval one. This is diamonds. So that's kind of cute. Or you could switch it up and do a bunch of different, create your own designs, right? So you could do 2 of them together if you wanted to save some time. Maybe we'll do that. Hold on. Let's see if I can hold this the right way. Is it straight? No, probably not. That's okay. It's fine. And then I have ovals here. I did have a star one at one time. I don't know where that one went to. And this one doesn't quite want to go through 2 pieces of paper. Probably needs to be sharpened more than anything else. That's okay. We'll make do. But this basically creates instant interest to your page. So if you do nothing else, like if you don't have stencils or anything like that, then, you know, this is the perfect way to create a little bit more drama, like I said. And if it doesn't want to go through 2 pages, yeah, do one at a time. This would also look cute on borders of pockets and journaling cards, things like that. You don't have to have a border punch. You could just use whatever. And if you didn't have shaped ones, just use your paper piercer and go from there. And my thing just fell down. Hold on. Let me see if I can just get that up there. Yep. Oh, it's getting warm. There we go. All right, I'm still good. So there. So I kind of like that matches up with that. So let's see, what else can we do for a border on the edge? I do have another animal print one. There we go. I like this one too. It's the zebra one. I mean, it doesn't really read as zebra, which is kind of nice, but I did have a star one, but my daughter's borrowing it, so, but that's okay. It's fine. If you have a lace punch, that would look really pretty. It does create quite a bit of paper scrap pieces, you know, junk, but it's okay. We'll do this one too, I think. There we go. And I think we can do some more lace maybe. How about, let's see, this one. This one's pretty. This is quite old. This is vintage. I think it was, oh, I don't even know who it was from. I think it may have been in my mother-in-law's sewing box at one point. It's pretty old, but that would look really cute with a little bit of blue. This one's not very straight. Let's see. I don't have much of it, so I don't want to use all of it. So that's, you know, the beauty of just doing a little edge. You don't have to worry too much about wasting it. Now you could always do it either on the bottom or on the top if you didn't want to do it along the sides. So it depends. Let's see, do I have more of this? No, doesn't look like it. See, and I'll hoard this forever because I know who it's from. So this is really big lace. That would make a really cute pocket. Ugh. Decisions, decisions. All right. We shall do some of this lovely peachy pink color. Now you can have the lace facing in or lace facing out. I think this one will do facing in because I think it'll look cute. You can do it either way, of course. Oops. Try not to glue my pages together. I've done that before and it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I need to fix that. There we go. And we can trim the top if we wanted to. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Give it a minute or two before it adheres properly. Otherwise, you're just going to glue your pages together. Or they'll just fall off, which you don't want to happen. There's not much glue in the end here. I think too, it depends on the paper. I don't know, this is like the graph paper, so it's really thin to begin with, so I don't know if the glue is working too well on it. Maybe I'm just making excuses for my gluing skills. Alright, we'll do this one too. A little bit more, there we go. Now, if you don't have lace, you could use paper strips. There's some lovely paper strips out there that you can use and put it onto the edges of paper, obviously, and decorate it that way. The bonus of that is the paper does make it a lot sturdier. It can also make it bulkier, so you might want to use a thinner paper. But it will look just as pretty, especially if you do coordinating pages. So if you didn't want to do a lot of this ahead of time and you want to wait until you start decorating your pages individually, you could absolutely do it then. The thing is, I like decorating in this way because then it feels more finished when I go to actually do a page. It's not as intimidating. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does, but that's how I feel about it. If you have stickers, which I do have some with the border stickers. Oh, they are really, really old though. I'm not entirely sure how well these are going to work. These are very, very old. Oh my goodness. They have yellowed over time, but they're the border ones from Disney, I think. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm going retro here and just going to see what I can use here. Where else am I going to use it, right? So I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun to just sort of figure it out as we go. I think, you know, this is not scrapbooking. This is not an art journal. This is this place just to have fun. And junk journal, you know, you're using junk that you just have sort of laying around, you know, not something you would have on a regular basis. Go through your old stash, see what you have there, and then use that. Why not? That's what I'm doing. I'm not even going to worry about, you know, what matches at this point, because I like the idea of making it completely just different. It doesn't have to be all the same. I mean, I love junk journaling for that very reason, is that you can use whatever you like. And I really do like these pink ones. And you know, with Valentine's Day being in winter, that sort of lends itself to this kind of thing. So these prettier lace and pink and whatnot else, you could absolutely use for this kind of thing. That's what I like. Oh, so adorable. So yeah, you know, these are older than my girls because I bought them before my girls were born. So these borders are, they've been around, let's put it that way, but that's all right. They are very pretty. But they're perfect for the edges. And these ones you could, excuse me, you could probably peel these off if you found you didn't like them for, you know, whatever you put them on and it doesn't quite translate the way you wanted it to. Take them off or go over top. Doesn't matter. It's okay. So some of those. All right, we went retro, so that's good. Use up some of the old stuff. What else can we use? I still have some paper ruffles. Hold on a second. Paper ruffles. Sewn paper ruffles. So, you know, whether or not you use it is entirely up to you. But you could use it as a belly band. So if you didn't want to use it as an edge piece, you could absolutely use it as a belly band. There we go. So maybe we'll do that in this case. We'll ink some of the edges up. Give it a little bit more definition. So what I like about this, because I'm creating sort of on the fly at this point in time, when I go to make a page, I sort of have to deal with what I already did. So that creates a jumping off point, which is kind of nice. So I'm not completely facing a blank page, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one on each side so I can attach it with staples, because I get the feeling that would be a lot stronger. Yeah, we'll do that because it'll make it a little bit easier. I could have kept it together and then done it, but oh well, we'll work with what we have. Oops. Also, the staples will make sure it doesn't fall apart on me. Now, if you wanted to sew your lace and your ruffles and everything else in there with the sewing machine, by all means, you know, if you didn't have all your papers put together yet, you could absolutely do that if that's what you choose to do. All right, so I am going to, hold on, grab my stapler. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this part over the top and then hold it there and then staple that. I'm not going to use my mini stapler or the mini staples because I'm going to use the big ones. There we go. And then hopefully we can do the same to this one. But maybe over this way because this is a bit longer, not too tight. It'll just create a better bond, I think. Because this paper is quite thin. Okay, there we go. That works. So we could tuck something in there, or we could leave it as is. Whatever I decide to do with it, it'll be fun regardless. We can play with that. Okay, lid, there we go. Make sure I cover that up. All right, so it doesn't always have to go on the edge. You can just go that way. So we just have 2 more pages. Let's see. Just a regular old hole punch. If that's all you have, then that's all you have. We can make do with that too. So I like being able to make different designs. You could always turn this into a pocket if you wanted to. All right. So in this case, we're going to make A really cute design, just for fun. There we go. And that creates some interest there. And you can always go in and ink some of that up, just to make it stand out a little bit more. And then you have the bonus of it stenciling through, which is kind of cool too. That's fun. And you could do the same with a lot of these. Just have to be careful with some of these because, you know, paper is delicate. You could do the same thing with a stencil if you didn't want to use paper punches or your paper's too delicate. You could use the stencil and just do stenciled edges. Because again, it'll just create interest for when you go to actually do your page, right? So see here, we don't have anything on the edge, but that doesn't mean you can't use a stencil. Let's see. So let's use a flourish one. And you could do it in color if that's what you want it, absolutely. Do something like that. Side too, because I can. Just a hint. There we go. And that way when you tuck something in and take it out, you still see part of the background. Let's see what else. That's pretty much it, guys, for edges. So there, we're a little bit further along in this winter season traveler's notebook for the junk journal. So there we go. Did our edges. How cute are those? And my pom-poms got dirty. That's okay. Makes it look even more vintage. All right, guys, that's the edges. I will see you in the next video. Bye.